All right, we're gonna start in a comfortable seat. So just come, I'm sitting cross-legged, but if you have a different one that you prefer to sit, then that's perfectly fine. And then bring your hands to your legs, to the tops of the thighs, maybe to the knees. We're just gonna sit nice and tall here and really start to notice the length of the spine from the sit bones from our seat all the way up through the top of the head, getting nice and tall here in our seat. Maybe closing the eyes or at least softening the gaze. And starting to take some nice, slow breaths. And starting to notice here what parts of your body move just from breathing. And parts of the body move on the inhale. Know what changes on the exhale as you let the breath go. Just noticing. And maybe you start to feel on your inhales yourself getting a little bit taller on top of the head, getting a little bit closer to the ceiling. And as you exhale, the shoulders relax, the arms are heavy. And take a couple more breaths here. Waking up the body, noticing how we feel in this moment, emotionally, physically. And sometimes rare, these moments that we get to just check in, slow down, and see how we're feeling. Go ahead and finish that exhale. Next exhale. On your inhale, we're going to reach the arms up overhead. Remaining seated, however you like, is just perfectly fine. And bring the arms up overhead. And now we're really getting tall. We're reaching the arms nice and strongly toward the ceiling. And then drawing the biceps, the upper arms in toward the ears a little bit. Thinking about maybe even touching the ears with the upper arms. And then take a breath in here. Reach the arms even higher, maybe bringing the shoulders a little closer to the ears. And then slowly, keeping everything else the same, let the shoulders relax a little bit down the back. So try to keep the arms in slightly as we let the shoulders relax. Take a breath in. Maybe you move the hands and the arms a little farther back, almost like you're reaching for a wall or something behind you that maybe your thumbs will touch or the arms will touch. Take another breath. As you exhale, slowly shift forward, hinging here at the hips, folding over the legs, bring the hands down to the mat. Now this fold might look a little more like this. It might look a little more like a full fold of the legs. Both are great. You can let the head hang. Let the back round. Take another breath in here. Inhale, exhale. Good. And from here, wherever the hands are, wherever you are in your fold, I want you to make your arms and your hands active. So we're pressing down into the mat, spreading the fingers like we would if we were going into a downward facing dog or something like that. Spreading the fingers, planting the fingers and the knuckles. And then wherever you are in your fold, you might want to come up just slightly, but we're still folded. You're going to take an inhale, and like you're coming into a cat-cow, we're going to drop the belly forward a little toward the legs, arch the spine, draw the shoulders back, chest forward, and look forward and maybe a little bit up. And then we'll exhale like our cat-cow, round the spine, press the hands, round the spine, send the hips back and down, sit bones down, round. We'll do that a couple of times, moving with your breath. Inhale, arch the spine, maybe you look up, nice long neck, shoulders are down, we're pressing the ground. And then exhale, still pressing into the ground, rounding the spine, tucking the chin. Move at your own pace here. Inhale, arch, and exhale to round. Let the rounding of the back spread the shoulder blades. Nice broad upper back. Let's take one more like that. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Good. Come back to your neutral spine here. So still slightly folded. And then walk the hands over to the right. Hands over to the right. Now our torso is more or less angled over the right leg. And if you originally have been seated in maybe a seat on the heel or something like that, and you'd like to join us in a cross-legged seat now, you might want to do that. But otherwise, you're actually perfectly fine in that other seat as well. All right, from here, take a nice breath in, look up slightly, nice neutral spine. Then as you exhale, fold the upper body down a little bit or a lot. And then if you like, start to reach that left arm a little further out, forward, and a little to the right. So as you do that, you might start to notice a little bit of more length through the left side body, maybe even through the left shoulder. Find what feels good. Once again, this fold does not have to be dramatic. It might be somewhere closer in toward the legs. We're reaching with that left arm. We're still getting that nice side stretch, and we're still dropping the head and relaxing through the upper body, even the lower body, relaxing into the pose. Taking a couple more breaths here. Beautiful. On the inhale, walking the hands in slightly and then walking the hands through center and over to left. Again, the left side. Hands up to the left, reaching the arms out nice and long, still having those nice spread fingers, arms nice and active as we fold to the left and walk that right hand maybe a little further away from the legs and a little bit to the left, toward that left hand. Finding space. Think about it coming all the way from the right hip that's anchored to the mat, all the way up the right side body to the right hand. Nice and long. And breathing here, nice deep, slow breaths. On your next inhale, slowly we'll walk the hands in and back through center and then come up to a seat. From here, we'll take an inhale, reach the arms up overhead as we did before. As you exhale, bring that left hand down to the right knee and the right hand back behind you. So we're in a gentle little twist here to the right. And starting off right away, take a big breath, reach the top of the head to the ceiling, get really nice and tall. And then as you exhale, maybe you settle in a little more into the twist. You can start to look over your right shoulder. If you like, you can use the resistance of your left hand to kind of pull the torso more into a twist. Although we're just waking up. Or we're just waking up the body, warming back up the body after a day of other things, so be gentle. And you can move in and out of it a little bit. You can inhale, think, get tall. Exhale, maybe twist a little bit more. And do one more like that. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale. And keep the left hand where it is. On your next inhale, lift your right arm up. Reach it up and over. Big side bend for the right side body with the left hand anchored on the right knee. So we're twisting slightly open toward the right. We're pressing the left hand. And we're reaching with the right arm, finding length through the right side body. You can gaze up if you like. You can gaze up to the right palm. You can gaze down. It feels better on the neck. Find what feels good to you. You might even shift a little bit forward and back. That might help you discover where is the most the best place for you to stay in this pose. The most rewarding position for you. Take another breath in. As you exhale, round the spine, bring that right hand forward and down, and then we're going to release the left hand, come back through center, take a nice deep breath, reach the arms up, and then exhale, we'll take it on the other side. Right hand, left knee, and left hand back behind you. I like to tent my fingers and bring them down to the ground like this, just to give myself a little bit more space rather than a flat hand, but it's completely up to you. It could even be a block behind you if you need. Take a nice deep breath in, get tall, reach through the top of the head. And then exhaling, maybe you use that right arm, you use the strength of the upper body to twist to the left. Maybe gaze back behind you. Breathing here. Your inhales make you tall, and your exhales assist that twisting action. Beautiful. Finish your next exhale. And then on the inhale, we'll slightly turn the torso toward the front of the mat, keeping that right hand anchored on the knee. And then inhale, reach that left arm up and over. Big side bend on the left side. I feel this a lot in my lower side of my lower back here. I love it. If you have pain, of course, come out of it a little bit. There's absolutely no goal of this pose besides stretch and opening and breath. You can pull a little on that right knee. If you'd like to twist, open the torso a little more to the left, you can obviously reach the left arm further in that direction, side bending as much or as little as feels good. Again, you can gaze up to that left hand, or if you'd rather not put as much strain on the neck, if it's bothering you, you can look down. Take another nice deep breath here. As you exhale, round the spine, forward. We bring that left hand down and forward, and then release the right hand. Take a little counter twist over to the right once again, just a really brief little twist. And then we'll come on back through center. We're going to lean back on the hands here for just a second. Just switch the legs. So whichever foot you had crossed in front, bring the other foot crossed in front this time. And then just briefly, we'll inhale, reach the arms up nice and tall again. And then as you exhale, find a forward fold over the legs. Arms come down, head comes down, just as before. Forward fold. Notice what it feels like to have your likely non-dominant leg in the front. You probably don't do that very often. Take another breath. And on the inhale, press the hands. Use the hands to come up to your seat. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna come into a tabletop pose. So that means coming on over the legs if that feels all right on the knees, or kicking the legs over to one side and coming up onto the knees. I'm gonna turn just so that you can see what I'm doing. Coming onto the mat, tabletop pose. As always, knees are under hips, wrists are under the shoulders. And then from here, next big inhale, reach your right arm up by the ear, bicep by the ear. Once again, we're hugging that arm into the midline, maybe even touching the ear. On a breath in, draw the belly in, little tuck in of the tailbone, neutral spine. Then we lift the left leg, straighten the left leg like you are one big straight line. Take a breath in. As you exhale, round the spine, elbow to knee, make space by pressing your left hand. And then inhale, reach, get longer this time, reach farther with the hand and the foot. Keep the belly drawn in to prevent that huge arching of the spine. Keep it active. As you exhale, do it again. Curl in, knee to elbow, chin to chest. And then inhale, reach. Exhale, curl it in once again. Last one here, big reach and hold. Flex your back toes, your left toes. Reach your right arm, pull your belly in, press the left hand. Beautiful. As you exhale, your next exhale, bring that right hand down, keep the leg up. Inhale, look forward, pull the belly in, press the hands. And as you exhale, take that left foot over to the right, cross it behind you, and put the toes down, likely onto the ground, not your mat. And then take a nice deep breath in here, drop the belly, cat, cow, broaden the chest, look forward. Notice what it feels like when your leg is different. Then exhale, press the hands, round the spine, same thing. Just notice. Maybe you hate it, maybe you love it, maybe it's your new favorite stretch, or you're like, why am I doing this? Just notice what you notice and let it go. Exhale, round the spine. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to that neutral spine. And then we're going to look over the right shoulder, look to the right toe. Excuse me, look to the left toe. So we're looking over our right shoulder to the left toes. And then I want you to think about shifting those hips to the left a little bit, keeping the foot where it is. Essentially, we're lengthening even more through this left side the more that we shift the upper body to the left, rounding to that left side and looking to the foot. Big side body stretch. Earlier, we took the legs out of our side body stretch and we used the arms, so we found length from the hips up. Now we're finding length without the arms down to the foot. So the other half. Big breath in. Exhale it out. On your next inhale, back through center, press the hands, lift your left foot, and then bring it all the way over to the left and set it down on the mat, toes pointing forward. Left foot is more or less in line with the right knee. I'm going to take an inhale here, walk the hands in a little if you need to, and then go ahead and stand it up. Beautiful. Good. So from here, inhale, reach the arms up tall once again. Ears by the biceps. The biceps. Ears by the biceps. Reaching tall. See if you can press all 5 toes of your left foot down to the mat. And then I want you to imagine you have a blueberry under the arch of your foot. And you're protecting it by putting your foot over it, but you're not squishing it. It's just safe under the arch of your foot. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then as you exhale, reach the left arm down to the left leg. Lower leg, upper leg, just not the knee. And then reach the right arm up and over to the left. Keep your blueberry very safe and press your hips forward a little bit. Tendency here is to start to shift the hips back, almost like you're sending your butt to your heel. Nothing wrong with that, except for that it removes a little bit of the stretch in the groin. in the hip. Big breath in here. Once again, length. This time from the right knee all the way to the right fingertips. Look up, look down. Make sure your blueberry's okay. I learned that from a teacher a couple weeks ago, and I love it. Take another breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale, belly draws in to help us come up through center. And then we're going to bring the hands back down to the mat, walk them out. Wrists are under shoulders, so think, once again, tabletop pose. And then inhale, drop the belly, look forward, cat, cow with different strange leg. And then exhale, round, curl in. Do it a couple more times with your breath. Inhale, look forward. And then exhale, round. The last one here. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. All right. From your pose, press the hands, lift the left leg, and then just simply slide it back in underneath the hip. Tabletop pose. Take a breath. Press the hands. Exhale it out. Spread the fingers of your right hand and reach your left arm up to cover your ear. Good. When you're ready, draw the belly in. Find that nice neutral spine. Press into the ground and lift your right leg out back behind you. Take a breath. Get long, like someone is pulling your hand while also someone else is pulling your foot. Then draw the belly in. Take that arch of the spine out if you can. Inhale. As you exhale, curl in, elbow to knee, tiny, tiny, tiny little ball. Inhale, reach long, extend, and reach. And then exhale, curl it in. Inhale, reach, get long. Exhale, little ball, press the ground to find space. Last one here, reach and hold. Hold it here, belly pulls in, tailbone tucks slightly under, and we lift the leg. Inhale, then exhale, place that left hand back down underneath your shoulder. Take that right leg, reach it over to the left, and bring the toes down to the ground on the left side of your mat. Good. Breathe in here, drop the belly, cat, cow, chest forward, and exhale, round. See what you can do with your leg in this position. You might find it much harder to curl the pelvis under in your cat pose, but you might feel something different instead. Just notice. Take it another round. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Next, inhale back to that neutral spine. Belly pulls in, press the ground, and then we lean over to the left, gaze over the left shoulder to the right toes. And then if you like, you can start to shift the upper body a little bit to the right. A little more weight in the right hand. A little more lengthening of the right side body all the way down from the shoulder to the toes. And breathe. Take one more round of breath here. Good. Inhale, lift the leg, reach it up and over, all the way over to the right. Place it down, toes facing forward. In line with your left knee as much as possible, and then go ahead and stand it up. Good. From here, we reach up, get tall, arms up, and in. Shift the hips slightly forward here. Do it already. See if you can squeeze the butt a little bit and pull your tailbone underneath you a little bit more. So the opposite of what you would do if I told you to start to sink your butt toward your heel, right? So we're not hinging, we're squeezing the butt, hips forward. Inhale, arms up. Blueberry. Find your blueberry. Think about your blueberry. Press your toes and lift your arch is what that does. Inhale. As you exhale, right hand comes down to the outer edge of the leg. We reach the left arm up and over. Keep squeezing the butt. And pressing the hips forward. And breathing. This might not be a big reach. It might be a small reach, and that's perfectly fine. And the point is, what is a reach for you in your body? What feels like a lengthening through the side body in your body today? Breath here. One more. Big breath. Exhale. Inhale. Belly pulls in to help us stand it up. And then exhale, hands come down, welcome forward, find your tabletop. Wrists under the shoulders. Cat, cow. Inhale, drop the belly, look forward. Move with your breath, exhale, round. Inhale. And exhale. Last one here. Go nice and slow. Really feel what it feels like. Exhale, round. Beautiful. From here, press the hands, lift the right leg, bring it in, tabletop pose. And from here, widen your knees, bring your toes closer together, sit your hips back onto the heels, walk your hands forward, child pose, forehead comes down. If you would like to, in your child's pose to finish, you can widen your knees a little further than you're used to. This is already a wide-legged child's pose, but just if you would like, you can see what it feels like to widen the knees a little more. We've been stretching into the groin a little bit and the hip flexors, so you might just enjoy a little bit more here as well. Completely optional. Breathe. Relax through the arms, relax the forehead into your mat. Take another nice deep breath. Take a moment, take this moment to be so grateful that you took this time this morning or whenever you did to devote to yourself. To spend away from your phone, away from things that stress you out and take your attention. Just 30 minutes to be you, and to breathe and to move. And we'll finish here today in our child's pose. All together, as always, we'll take a nice deep breath in and out. Inhale. And exhale.